everybody, welcome back to my channel, Retire Broad Finance. It is time once again for our monthly net worth review. And since I stopped working uh, just the end of last month, a few days ago, retired, we're going to see if we were able to meet our net worth goal. It was pretty lofty, but I did have some contract work also that had to be prepaid. So let's see if we did it. Let's just go ahead and get started. Oh, wait, before I do, let's talk about August. August was pretty good. Was pretty good overall in the market. However, the end was kind of was kind of rough. The um, last day or so was kind of rough. But overall, I think August was very good. So let's see how we did um, with our final pay. And that would have been the last month of working, plus they had to pay out my vacation time, plus they had to pay for the contract work that they wanted me for. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, we look at the emergency funds. This is purely in the event that we have to get back to the US quick and we need to have that cash there. So that's literally sitting in a cash management account at Fidelity. It makes 4% interest. So you can see that that actually did go up, and that's the amount of the interest. Okay, so that was expected. The non-investment retirement, that includes the funds that I get the dividend payments for, that will be our cash flow, along with a few other little smaller investment accounts. And that went up quite a bit. So I'm really pleased about that because I have been, as I mentioned in a prior video that I'll link here, I have been prepaying quite a bit of our expenses. 2025 is almost entirely paid for except for food, and any entertainment that we want to have along the way. And then part of 2026 is paid for, including some of the cruises. So, that would have been a lot higher if I hadn't been prepaying things, but I'm very, very pleased with that. So let's go on to the 401k. Um, that I'm glad it went up. I'm a little disappointed. I had actually set my 401k to max out my annual contribution from the contract payment, and somehow payroll screwed it up. And I know, they didn't take any 401k out of my contract work payment, which I had them put through as a bonus. So I know I could go back and make them do it right, but I'm just gonna, I don't want to open up that can of worms. We're just going to go forward. So we'll just end up paying some taxes we weren't going to pay. But so there's that. It did go up, so I'm pleased about that. And the 401k Roth also went up. I didn't contribute to the Roth this month. I turned it off and just put it all in the 401k traditional. So that was purely market growth. So I'm glad. So let's look at our IRAs. We each have an IRA. So those went up a little bit. The Roth also went up a little bit. Pretty pleased about that. Um, the HSA, very pleased about that. There's some market growth there. I did make contributions for the month of August, but you do see growth there. So that makes me real happy. So that puts my total net worth at, ta-da! 767,000. I'm so pleased. We are over the amount by 17,000. And I honestly didn't think I was going to make um, that goal until the contract discussion came up. Um, for those of you that don't know about that, I'm going to link those videos above. And I will be sharing how the contract, specifically how it was structured, the types of payouts that I will be getting, or I got actually, that sort of thing. I'm going to do all that when I'm done with it. So that should be round about mid-September. If you want to hear about that, make sure you're, you're subscribed and you click the notification bell so that you'll get a notification when that comes out. But I'm just so pleased. I'm just so pleased that we met our goal. I'm so happy. So let's keep going. For dividends and capital gains, this month we had dividends of $12,000. That's right, $12,000. Not all of that is in my taxable retirement dividends account. 6,400 $6,400 was from that. And then also, oh yes, the dividends and capital gains also includes the options money I made. I did make $2,800 in options trading for the month of August. I was trading fairly aggressively. Although I felt it was safe. I'm currently managing a couple of trades that went kind of sideways. I'm still okay with them. I'm not going to lose a ton of money or anything, but I just have to manage them. And I kind of decided that I don't want to go that aggressive. I want to back it down a little bit. So as you can see right here, I have a new goal of only $250 a week or so for a total of 1,000. And that's going to give me peace of mind. I'm not going to have to be watching the computer and trading, even every week if I don't want to, during retirement. So I'm pretty pleased about that. But in the meantime, I had a heck of a month, $12,000. Pretty pleased about that. So all in all, my month over increase was $49,000. Really happy about that. Really pleased about that. As I said, it would have been more. I'm already, prepaying a lot of things. So, but I'm fine with that. And that's a total increase of 6.48% in 1 month. 1 month. So I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, I'm actually doing this video, I'm recording this video on the 3rd of September. And wow, first couple days of September have been rough. September is typically quite rocky in the market. This is historically. It's always been this way, more often than not anyway. So I'm just going to ride it out. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and see where we go for the last half of the year or for the last quarter of the year. One thing we did do because of the contract payout and my additional pay from my vacation payout and everything else that they did, I went ahead and opened up another cash management account. So the way that I had our cushion set up, I had the full amount of cash that's our cushion that doesn't include the emergency savings. I had it all in one account. However, this account we can access with a debit card. So when the contract money came in and we kept, putting more and more in the savings, it got up into the $60,000 range, mid 60s. And I thought about it and I thought, I don't think I want to have that kind of money accessible to my debit card. So Fidelity has the ability to lock accounts, meaning that there are no external transfers. You can't get to the money unless you go in and unlock the account. So I have the emergency savings locked. I have several accounts locked. The retirement accounts are already naturally locked, I believe. And the only thing that was really unlocked was the dividend account, which I transfer back and forth to mostly one way each week. So that's not locked. And then the cushion account, or what I call our everyday spending account, those two accounts were not locked. Now, the dividend account doesn't have a card linked to it. It's a brokerage. It doesn't have a card. The everyday account has the card. That's the one with the cushion, and that's the one that got up into the mid $60,000 range. I'm so not comfortable with that. So today I went ahead and opened up another Fidelity cash management account because that money's staying liquid until I decide otherwise. It's getting 4% interest currently. So I looked at the CDs. It's got to be short term. It's a cushion. So anything under a year is not really paying much more than 4%, maybe 4.2%. I don't know. But I'm not interested if I can get 4% cash. Now, if that starts to drop, I might reconsider that. But for the meantime, it is staying in cash. It's making 4%. So I moved $40,000 out of the everyday savings or everyday spending account, and I moved it into what I'm now calling our 1 year cushion account. And I'm going to keep moving money over into that account. If I get too much more than 25,000 in our everyday spending account, I will continue to move that money over into the into the 1 year cushion account so that it can stay locked. So I'll have to go into Fidelity, unlock it, move the money over, and then lock it back up again. And that's how that works. And I love that feature with Fidelity. But anyhow, that's just a little change that I've made is to not, I don't need to have access to that kind of cash in an emergency. I just don't. I've got enough for an emergency. I have credit cards. My husband and I each are traveling with 5 credit cards. Um, so I feel pretty comfortable that we would be able to manage an emergency if it came up. So those are the changes. And yet again, let's just celebrate right now that we made the 750,000. So now I'm going to have to think of a new goal. I'm thinking my next goal will be 800,000. I think I'm just going to start going up in 50,000 dollar multiples, not multiples, but different goals of additional $50,000. I can't think of how to say this. I've been working today, so I'm brain dead. Um, but we'll just have to rename the goal to $800,000. So thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that you're making your own goals too. Um, they don't have to be big goals, they can be little goals, but it's just something that gives you a little attaboy, a little endorphin rush when you can make it. And it really motivates you to keep going when things are hard, or at least it does me. So, anyway, I hope you have a fantastic week. And if you enjoy this content, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.